curve method is mainly used to find the saturation population. That means we are mainly finding the saturation population. Okay. That is the purpose that is being served by logistic curve method. So in the today's class, we are discussing logistic curve method for forecasting the population. This is the last method, okay, I wanted to discuss with respect to population forecasting is concerned. So here we will be having three populations that will be given to us. One is called as P naught, okay. Another one is called as P1, okay. Another one is called as P2, okay. If any question that will be asked in the exam, okay, any exam, it might be in GATE exam, any exam. So you will be given with P naught population, P1 population, and P2 population. P naught population corresponds to time P is equal to T naught. Okay. Now T1 is a population that is at the time T1. Okay. Population P2 corresponds to time T2, which is nothing but 2 times T1. Okay. So that means if you check in the given question at the time T equal to 0, okay, when we took the initial reading of the population, it was how much? It was 30,000. Am I correct? Hello? This was 30,000. After 20 years, the population increased to how much? 1 lakh 70,000. That means after 20 years. This is after 20 years. Okay, after 20 years. Okay, this is after how many years? 40 years. Okay, 40 years from P naught. Okay, or else it will be 2 times. Okay, so that is how we are going to consider. So that means if I'm going to talk about this particular population, that means I'll be considering it as, right, twice. That means total time period that is being lapsed between T naught to T2. That means T1 is 20 years. 2 times T1 means it is 40 years. Okay, that is how I'm going to arrive at. So this population has been given as how much? 3 lakh. Okay, so that means we have been given with 3 values, and we have been asked to find out the saturation population. Means whatever the value that is being asked to find out, right? It is nothing but saturation population here. I'll just merge it. Okay. This is the population I would like to determine after how many years it is total. From T naught it is 60 years. Am I correct? Hello? Hello there. I want someone to respond so that I'll get to know that I am online. Okay, that is the purpose for which I'll be asking the question. Hello?
Yes, sir.
If you now start replying right, then it will be a problem. I'll think that I am not online. Okay, I want you people to respond immediately. Okay, so please do that. It's my request. Okay, so that means you have been asked to find out saturation population. That means if the city grows like this, what will be the maximum population that can be accommodated in this particular city? Okay, that is the purpose for which logistic curve method was introduced. Now let me say, if this is a population, saturation population, this might take 100 years, okay, to attain. But after 60 years, what will happen to the population? That means it may not be a saturation population. Okay, try to understand the difference between saturation population and population after 60 years. So always the saturation population will be having the maximum value. Okay, this will be less than or equal to the PS. Okay, so this is how I can come to one conclusion. Okay, this is how you need to Now understand. Are the fonts visible to students? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, in this connection, we have got some formulas that needs to be used. I'll just keep on pasting this, because what happens is if I start writing these things, it will take more time, because I need to insert the equation and then I need to write. The formula that will be used to determine the saturation population is, okay, since we have three values P naught, P1, P2, so we have the formula that is for saturation population as PS is equal to 2 times P naught, P1, P2 minus P1 square in bracket P naught plus P2 bracket complete whole divided by P naught, P2 minus P1 square. Okay, I want you people to now determine the value of PS. Okay, that is the assignment you make it. Okay. Have you solved it? Now I got the value as nearly 3,25,478. Okay, the value of saturation population that I have got from the calculation that is 3,25,478. If you already calculated, you please cross check the value. Okay, if any discrepancy is there from my end, please let me know. Okay, so this is what the value I have got. by making use of the equation Ps is equal to 2 times P naught P1 P2 minus P1 square in bracket P naught plus P2 bracket complete whole divided by P naught P2 minus P1 square. So this is the value is in terms of numbers. So I want you to cross check the value that I found out.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir. Please.
It's correct. Okay. Uh,
Yes, sir.
Okay, some textbooks have solved the same problem, but they might have gone for 3,26,000 or something like that. But don't refer to such values. Okay, whatever the value you get, you refer to that and see that those particular values should not be in the decimal places. The population cannot be in the decimal place. Now, the next thing that I would like to derive the equation is it is for the logistic curve method, that is logistic curve. That means for doing that I'll just copy this equation so that it will be easy for me. So that means I'm interested in determining p value. So in that particular case I might have to go for what is called as let me uh, say this one is of no use to me because I already found out the saturation population value. That means in that particular case I might have to use the saturation population value. So that means the population after n number of years is nothing but saturation population divided by, okay, this is also of no use to me. This is also of no use to me. So that means I'll be going for let us say 1 plus, okay, m times, okay, this m times I'll be going for what is called as log to the base e inverse. So I need to use subscript, superscript, everything. So that means log, okay, to the base e. So in the numerator I want inverse, okay, of I need to have the bracket here. Why? So that means n times t. N times t. This is a formula I'll be making use for determining the population after n number of years or t years. Okay, so I'll just drag it down. This is a formula I need to make use of. Now the question comes, okay, what m is for? Okay, what n is for? What t is for? Now in this particular case, since the population is asked after 60 years, how we have got 60 years? Now read the problem once again. In two periods of each 20 years, there are two periods, that is 0 to 20, okay, something like that. So that means difference is 20 years, okay, between 0 and 20 and 20 to 40, okay, likewise he has given. So at the time when the population for the base period was considered, so the population was 30,000 and after 20 years it has reached to 1,70,000 and after 40 years it has reached to 3 lakh. That means the time gap that we have considered is for two periods, okay, that is T0 to T1 and T1 to T2, something like that. So in that particular case we have got P0 for the base period, that the population was 30,000, after 20 years it was 1,70,000 and after 40 years from time period T0 it was 3 lakh. So based on that we have determined the saturation population. This is the maximum value that I am going to get in the solution part. Okay, please keep it in mind. The saturation population is the maximum value of the forecasted population. Okay, in the logistic curve method. Fine. So that means here, since he has asked the population after 60 years, that means 60 years means how? Okay, I need to read the problem. Determine the saturation population, equation of logistic curve and expected population. Okay, this one, right? Expected population after next 20 years. That means already 40-year data he has given. So he is asking you to find out the population after now 20 years, next 20 years. That means 40 plus 20 is 60. That means, okay, now what has happened in this particular equation, we have the t value already. The t value is given as 60. Okay, yes. What is the m value? For m value, as per the logistic curve method, we have the formula Ps minus P naught divided by P naught. This is a simple formula that we'll be using, okay, to determine the m value. Now let us determine m value, because already the t value we have already noted it down because it was given in the data, so there was no such problem, right, to determine the t value. Now we have to determine the m value. Okay, so that means I'm going to consider m value. So let us say m is equal to, now so m is nothing but what, ps minus p naught. So what is the ps value we have got? We have got it as 3,25,478 minus what is the p naught value? It corresponds to 30,000. So I'll just put these two in the bracket, okay, divided by p naught. The saturation population has been considered with respect to P naught population. So that's why we are going to get the value of P as, let us say, 9.85. Am I correct? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So this is the value I am going to get. So whatever the answer I am finding, right, I'll be marking it with green, okay, ink. So please refer to that. If it is not visible, please let me know. This is first part of the question. That means here this is case 1, right? Already one solution we have done. Now we are going for the second solution. That is, we would like to know the logistic curve. Now without substituting the t value, okay, I want the equation. That means I'll be substituting ps value, I'll be substituting m value, and what will happen to n value? So for n value also we have the formula. Okay, right, yes. Is 2.303 divided by T1 log of P naught in a bracket Ps minus P1 bracket complete divided by P1 in bracket Ps minus P naught. So use this equation to determine the n value. Now you have to determine n value. Right? That means what is T1 value? Hello? Anybody there? Can anybody tell me what is T1 value?
Sir, T1 is 0.
No, 20
20
years.
years.
20, 20 years, sir. 20 years, sir.
Yes. What is the difference between the time period of P naught and P1? It corresponds to T1. Okay. So that's what 20 years we have. What is T2? T2 is 40 years because it is 2 times T1. Okay. Try to understand this. Okay. Fine. So that means you are going to substitute the values and you are going to get the value for n. Okay. Now first 2.303 divided by T1 is 20 years. Okay, I'm just going to calculate these things separately. 2.303 divided by T1 multiplied by log of log to the base 10. Just drag it this side so that it will be visible from your end. So what I want is, in the numerator I want let us say P naught. P naught is 30,000. In a bracket I'll be considering ps value, and I'll be deducting it from p1 value, that is 1,70,000. Okay, fine. So that is being done, divided by, right, in bracket p1 value is 1,70,000 star. mm, okay, that is I8 I have considered, that is P1 star in bracket, that is PS value is 3,25,478 minus P naught, minus of how much? P naught is that means if I'm going to multiply zero point 0.1 and this value, yeah, like, okay, the n value that I'm going to get is, okay, you please check whether this value that I've calculated in the Excel sheet is correct or wrong. Okay, any calculator here, so I want you to calculate whether the calculated value of n is correct. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, others please check. Others please check. The equation is written and calculated value is being highlighted with the green ink or green color. The second question that is being asked is to determine the logistic curve. That means the whole equation will be in terms of t. Okay. The third equation is substitution of the t value for whichever the year he has asked, and we are going to get the population at that time. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Anybody else has calculated the value for n? Hello.
Sir, it is correct, sir.
Correct, no? Okay. It is correct, and no issues. Fine. Now, the whole equation that I need to write is, it should be in terms of what? It should be in terms of only t. Okay. So in that case, I'll just copy this value. I'll go to the Word file. Already p value, or that is ps value, and n value. How much we have got? Minus of how much we have got? Point.
0.119.
That is minus of 0.119. Okay, fine. And what was the m value there that we have got? Hello? 9.84.
9.84.
84, huh?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
sure? 85 it is. 9.85. 0.85 we have got. Okay, now I'll just copy this equation. I'll just substitute the value in this equation now. Instead of putting it as PS, I'll just use the values here. That is 3,25,478. Okay. Instead of writing m, I'll just write it as 9.85 times log to the base e inverse of, okay, that is minus 0.119. Okay, this is the logistic curve, okay, that we have developed by determining the values and substituting them. Okay, this is a logistic curve. The whole equation is in terms of, okay, just merge these cells. Logistic. Given will be p is equal to this much. Now, those who would like to take the screenshot till this particular step, you are free to do that. Okay, so I don't mind. Now the next step is substitution of t value. That means you are going to get the population. So I want you to do that. I want you to calculate. Okay, by substituting the t value as 60. Same in the logistic curve, whatever the value we have determined in the same equation, you are going to just substitute the value there. Okay, so that means you are going to determine the p value. Okay, that is population after 60 years. Yes, okay, or else you can say population in next 20 years after, okay, T2. Everything is same, so you do not have to worry about it. Then just write. Now you need to determine the value of this. Can you determine that? Hello? See, why I'm telling you to determine this one is because you'll get used to this particular kind of equations, and plus, okay, in the exam you'll know how to use a calculator, okay, and how to solve the equation, because when I talk about log to the base e inverse of, okay, at that time you should not come in contact with all these kind of difficulties. So you just substitute the value of t in the logistic curve that we have determined, and it is being written. Then just go through this equation. If you want me to enlarge the equation, I'll do that. Substitute the value. Okay, I hope the value, the curve is, that is the equation for the logistic curve is visible. You have to just substitute the value of t. That's it. And you have to find the value of p value. Okay, okay, of something. Okay, whatever the value you got. Okay, for this. Okay, I'll just take. So what you need to do is this, as you need to take it as, say, some value a. Okay, this is how you will be considering. Instead of t, it will be how much? What is the value of this? 60. No. Hello. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay. Now, what is the multiplication of this? Minus 0.119 multiplied by 60. What is the value you are going to get?
Minus
Hello?
7.14.
Minus 7.14.
14, sir.
7 point, how much? Hello?
14.
1 4. Okay. Now this is nothing but a. Okay. That's why I wanted you to solve it because you are going to come in contact with so many other doubts. Okay, you think that everything can be solved by using calculator. Sometimes it may not be possible. So now, what will happen? Someone was asking whether to make use of LAN for log to the base E. Yeah, these questions will come if and only if, right? If you attend the classes at the same time, if you are being given an opportunity to solve this particular problem by yourself, then you will come in contact with all these things. Okay. Now, what will happen because of this? Now, let us say log to the base E inverse is there, so that means minus of 7.14, I'll take log to the base E inverse on the other side by cross multiplication. That means I'm going to get, okay, so mm, log to the base E times A. Okay, this is what I'm going to get. Okay, someone asked me, right, how to convert to this particular log to the base E2, right? Log to the base 10. So you can just do one more thing in that case if you don't want to use the LAN function in the calculator. So you can just multiply this by 3.303. So that means you are going to get log to the base 10. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, fine. This is how this is. A means it will come in the power, not because it is inverse, right? Since it is inverse, so if you go through the logarithmic formulas, okay, so you will understand that I need to consider. So now you can make use of this. Huh? That means what will happen to this value now? This is nothing but Uh, okay, this is nothing but minus 7.14 divided by 2.303. How much you'll get? Hello? Hello? Hello there? Anybody is there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought I have gone offline. Hmm.
No, sir.
So
Minus 3.10.
Minus 3.104.
10. Okay. So this is what the value of got. Now you calculate what will happen to this particular factor. Hmm. How much you will get now? X value. How much you will get? That is A value is so you are going to get after taking anti-log. You please check how much you will get. Hello,
Yes, sir.
how much you will get A value? You just put it in the calculator. Yeah, just use it and I'm getting it as 0.0007 9. This is what the value I got. I just use this value. So that means I got this log to the base E inverse whatever. So I got this particular value as 0.00. That's all. Value I got. I'll just substitute the value here. So that means this is equal to P naught PS value I got is 3,25,478 divided by in bracket 1 plus, okay, I have the value of M as 9.85. Okay, I'll just do this, multiplied by the A value I got is 0.00079, bracket complete, yes. Okay, I'm going to get it as 3,22,965. Okay, this is the answer I am going to get. Okay, whereas your textbook has given 3,23,000, but the exact value is 3,22,965. Okay. This is the final value that was required. So what you need to do is now some prerequisites are required. Okay, for example, logarithmic functions and formulas you need to study. Log a star b, that means it is nothing but log a plus log b. If log a minus log b, that means log of a by b, a divided by b. So all these formulas are there, you just go through, right? So you will understand log of a to the power n, that means what, n log a or whatever, right? So as per that you need to refer to all these particular materials, and how you are going to use the calculator for these conversions is also equally important, because it is required from your side. As a student side you should know. Okay, so that's why I told log to the base e inverse of something. This cannot be directly used in your calculator. You can use it, but you should know how to use that. The simple thing is, consider it as either X, A, B, C, whatever, one alphabet you consider, and start solving it. Okay, this is what I wanted to discuss in today's class. Okay, I'll be sharing the quiz link there.